Hey everyone, it's Astra here, and I just wanted to give a quick update on the Appalachian Trail series. I got some bad news. I also have some good news in terms of my progress on the Appalachian Trail, and I have some other updates as well. So I'm here at the Rambling Roots Hostel in the bunk room. This is the hostel that I am staying at right now, and I'm wearing some gender-affirming clothing. I'm wearing like a cute skirt, a bra, this kind of feminine shirt here. I need to get some of this at my house, but basically I'm here at Rambling Roots Hostel because I wasn't able to get a hostel at the NOC because I had kind of slept in the morning that I was supposed to go to the NOC. I woke up at a mountain shelter about 12 miles from the NOC, 7,000 feet of elevation change that day, and progress was a bit slow because when I went the 12 miles, it was pouring rain. I mean, we're talking downpours, and it rained all of the night that I was sleeping, and there were rats inside the shelter that me and another person had to deal with. That wasn't too fun. Yeah, I basically arrived too late at the NOC because it took me a while to get up. It took me a while to, like, get packed from the shelter and then actually, like, develop the fortitude. Well, I don't care about rain, but you get it. You don't want to be soaking wet, right, in the rain. So yeah, I can tell you that I am now about 140 miles into the Appalachian Trail, and I have done all of the Georgia section of the trail. I've done about 60,000 feet of elevation change with POTS so far. I'm going to talk about the experience. I'm going to talk about what's happening with my GoPro, because unfortunately, it's not great. So, it's been a relatively dry March. It's now April. It's a relatively dry March. Really no precipitation at all. I think with the exception of maybe the last day of March, March 31st, that I was on the trail, it was pretty dry. Sometimes I would get pretty hot, like pretty overheated, because it was relatively warm. And April came around, these past couple days of April, and especially the past 2 hiking days, I have went 25 plus miles, I think around 15,000 feet of elevation change in, I mean, just absolutely pouring rain. We're talking about, like, I was ascending like 5,000 foot mountains, 1,500 feet up in like wind-driven rain. Visibilities were restricted. My feet were like completely wet. And then when I got into the shelter and it rained all night and I got up, I went downhill to the NOC for the most part. I still had 1,700 feet of ascending that day, as noted, and there was water up to my ankles, and like the entire trail was flooded out, and I was actually kind of getting a bit hypothermic because of the cold rain hitting my skin. And you know, with estrogen, because I'm still on HRT, I'm still on all my meds, of course, it does make you a bit more susceptible to cold, as well as POTS. It makes you more susceptible to cold and heat as well. So yeah, that wasn't fun, but I wasn't, seriously hypothermic or anything like that. So, yeah, these past couple hiking days have been brutally hard. Lots of rain, flood, like downpours, and then, the second half of the second day recently that I went down to the NOC, I've been out for about 7 days since my last hostel stay. But I'm just talking really about the past 2 because they've been so difficult. The later half of the day, the sun came out, and I was kind of ascending up the ridges a bit, and there was just sweltering heat, like hot and humid, and I was dripping sweat, and I was just trying to take it slow because my POTS and my heart rate, and my breathing was just all really screwy because it was really hot and it had just rained all morning, so it was humid. So I got to the NOC at around 6 or 7 p.m. after spending the night at the shelter. I forgot what it's called. It's called like the Lock something shelter, like Lock Mountain Shelter or whatever. And it's like in the 120s in terms of mileage. And so yeah, that's basically where I'm at. On the trail, my mental health has kind of declined a bit. Generally because of, like, I was out for a while from a hostel, and I got, like, dirt all over my face, my legs, my arms. Now, I don't mind that, right? Not really, but it does kind of take a toll on your mental health. And the other reason why my mental health has generally not been so great compared to the beginning of the trail is because I'm going into some of these shelters, and surprisingly, there is nobody else or very few people at the shelters, which means I'm sleeping alone in the actual shelter at night, and it is fucking scary out in the Appalachians to do that, right? You always have this kind of creepy feeling, right? There's all these stories about Appalachian, serial killers and rapists and like, monsters. I mean, I don't believe in, like, ghosts or anything like that. I think that's just an experience, like something to do with your consciousness. But you understand, right? Sleeping in the Appalachians alone in a shelter, I'm not like a scaredy cat or anything, but it's a little unsettling, and it kind of drives you a little bit insane because you have nobody else to talk to. And this has been the case for the trail as well. The trail itself, most of my climbing and most of my hiking is solo. It's alone. I've heard people say, like, oh, well, the Appalachian Trail, there's so many people on it, and if you want to do a solo hiking trail, this really isn't the one for you. I heard a girlie say that, and I was like, I felt like, oh, okay, so I'm going to be hiking in groups. That's good, because I'm a bit extroverted. Not in my experience, right? In my experience, there's only been a few people at the shelters at most. I do remember there was a homeless guy, like a homeless, unemployed guy. He prefers that lifestyle. Good for him. He told me that on the AT, there was there used to be 45 tents, and the shelter was completely full. The hammocks, 45 tents and hammocks. The shelter was completely full, and this year when I went up to that shelter, there was only 6 people there. 6 tents. And the shelter there was me and 2 other people. So, yeah, it kind of just tells you that this year on the Appalachian Trail, things have been quite different, I think, compared to other years. Way less people on the trail, for whatever reason. So, now, off to that, I want to talk about the feat that I'm doing. What kind of the things that I'm trying to achieve on the trail, and also what happens with the GoPro footage. So first, I want to dedicate my hike to the far left movement, the far left revolutionary cause. That this is a big part of what this hike is about. It's about leftism. It's about fighting the anti-queer, the ableist, and the cisnormative aspects of society, and challenging them in a significant way. Ableist because I have POTS and mental disabilities, neurodevelopmental challenges. Cisnormative because, basically the idea is you think of the AT hiker as like the fit AT hiker is like this strong, capable backcountry man, and I want to challenge that. And I also, in addition to inspiring the people with chronic illness, with POTS, want to inspire them to want to be like a candlelight for them, to try to get out and achieve big things, try to, if Astra is out on the Appalachian Trail and she's doing 12 miles a day in the thousands of feet of elevation, then maybe that will give me hope to do a chore, or go out and drive a car and go to the post office, get mailing out, right? So as much as this is trying to inspire people with chronic disability and POTS, it is also to radically challenge status quo. Now, I also want to quickly note that when I do stay at hostels, I always stay at bunks. I do not stay, with the exception of this one time, I'm staying at a single private room, small room, $15 more a night. The reason why I'm doing this is because I do not believe in expensive, luxurious, private, kind of secluded away from the other hikers. I'm for the bunks. I'm for communicating with the common hiker, the average hiker, and I do not believe in expensive, luxurious things. That is not part of the leftist kind of push that I'm doing. Right? I don't want to be some Twitch equivalent socialist millionaire that lives in a 12,000 square foot mansion, talks about, socialism or leftism, and I live in a 12,000 square foot mansion with like a Ferrari. You know what I'm talking about. That's not me, right? I want to avoid luxuries. I want to avoid hostels often. I refuse to go into hostels often because I want to struggle with the average hiker, and I want to put in some real fight for the causes that I believe in. So, yeah, I skip out on luxuries. I've been boycotting some companies. You get the point. Basically, I'm doing this for the far left cause. I kind of believe in totality politics, so I'm trying to apply this to all aspects of my life. Now, you might be wondering, like, am I some insufferable, like, individual, that... No, you will find me to be very friendly. I have friends on the right. I commonly accept, religious people on the right. Some of them are my friends. Some of them don't agree with my transition. That's all right. I try to get along with other people that are on the right and that may not agree with my transition, right? I try to be a very agreeable person, right? So I just wanted to note that as well, is that I'm not particularly, like, discriminative towards individuals that are on the right. I enjoy a lot of those people company, those individuals company, what they have to offer, things like that. Like, for example, right, like, there have been Christian pastors or people on the right that have given me lots of supplies and food and stuff on the trail. And so, obviously I'm friendly to those people, right? And I don't have a problem with them. I'm not going to, pick a fight with them or whatever. So I just wanted to label that as far left, as extreme left as I am. I have friends on the right. I have religious friends on the right, conservative friends on the right that disagree with my transition, and it's all fine as long as they respect me as a person and they don't bring up my identity, like, consistently in a negative light. So there's that. Now for the GoPro footage. The problem is that the Quick app I found to be a piece of shit. So my GoPro is the GoPro Hero 2014. Ancient model. For some reason it costs $200. And I found that the footage is in 2160p. It's really good. But the issue is that the Quick app, whenever I'm on Wi-Fi or even strong cell signal, it won't download the footage from my GoPro to my actual phone. And when I tried downloading GoPro media off my phone into like my files on my phone from the GoPro media library, it doesn't do so very well. So it's extremely hard for me to actually put out GoPro content onto YouTube. So much so that it's basically impossible. And I don't know how to fix it. I'm trying everything I can to get the GoPro footage from my the past week onto YouTube, and it's just not working. So I may try. I think I'm going to start using my phone to start filming Appalachian Trail content, and it won't be as high resolution, but it's what we're going to have to do since GoPro is a piece of crap and the Quick app is not letting me download or transfer media onto the YouTube platform quickly. You all also may notice that I'm using CapCut. That's literally because YouTube Studio and GoPro both do not allow me to combine clips. We're in 2026, and for some reason these companies can't figure out that maybe somebody would want to combine clips in order from first to last. I don't know. Anyways, that's all from me. That's all from your friend Astra. Thank you very much. I'm going to continue this fight for leftism, for socialism, and for POTS and disability. I'll try to raise awareness. So, thank you all so much. It's been a very legendary journey. It's been incredibly difficult to physically do this, to remember to pack up all my stuff correctly and to filter water in muddy streams for like 30-40 minutes in the rain, having to ascend thousands of feet of elevation in muddy slop, having to go up ridiculous inclines in heat, in bugs, having dirt, sweat, and mud all over your face, legs, and arms. It's been incredibly difficult, but I will continue, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not even thinking about quitting, right? I've done 140 miles with this condition, and I'm going to do, the rest of the 2,060 miles. So, yeah, I'm not going to let, 2% of the trail, footage from 2% of the trail kind of dissuade me from continuing on, right? If I don't have the GoPro footage, I will continue uploading from my phone. I'll start recording and uploading from my phone to try to inspire those with dysautonomia conditions. Thank you. Goodbye.